Good evening, Vara.
Good evening.
How are we all today? Interesting title you put for today's session, Vara. That truth is what it is. So that's an interesting point. We don't actually have to use our brains for the truth, because it is. I guess
I must say that
yes.
the thought wasn't. I must say that the thought wasn't original at all. That's what Sri Mataji was saying in a speech that you're going to play for us today.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. We've got about 15 minutes, or maybe it's closer to 16 minutes. But very interesting. We'll enjoy that shortly. It is, truth is what it is. Got any thoughts on that, Vara? Completely thoughtless?
No, it's one of those statements where it is so obvious that you don't need logic.
Yeah. Okay.
You really manufacture a reason to explain it, but we do in the modern world. I think we like the sound of our own voices. So you probably should try and explain what it is. Or maybe leave it to Shrimati to explain in the speech that you're going to play.
Yeah, I think that
it's like if you look at one of those gas stoves,
your sound is coming a little muffled, Vara. Come closer to your microphone or something.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. It's one of those things, in air to breathe. Okay, that's a fact. No matter how much you theorize.
You were buffering a bit. You were buffering. You were saying it's one of those things.
Like if you tell someone, we need air to live. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
It's one of those things where you tell somebody, oh, we need air to breathe. You can find, we have oxygen in it, and then the lungs work with it and all this sort of stuff. But this is all this lungs and oxygen and all the science of it came after the truth that we need air to breathe for humans to survive. So I think truth is like that a bit, where you really don't need reasons to accept or deny it. Like my hair, I have glasses.
Yes.
You don't really need proof for it. Just I have glasses and I'm wearing it. It's like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Lynn, is in the speech, because we're only going to play first 15 minutes or so of the speech. Later in that speech, Mataji talks about left and right sides. And in that left and right side, he says, left is the side that takes aggression.
Oh, yeah.
Like when somebody is aggressing, then you accept it. Mm-hmm. And then the right is the one that gives aggression.
That was a really good point.
When it is unbalanced. But
yeah.
So I was sort of thinking about it all day. I'm like, oh wow, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because often when we're explaining left side and right side, we try to cover a lot on what the left side means in many aspects. Like it can mean the past, it can mean this, it can mean this. But today, when I was listening to the speech, the longer version of the speech, then I figured just on that point, you can go on about it in your head for a few days. Oh yeah, you can lay out all the situations you had where you gave aggression. Other people suffered because of expression of your aggression, and other you suffered because of other people's aggression and got a bit depressed. It was a very good point. What do you think on that one?
Well, I thought it was interesting that, because often when you analyze left side and right side, you inadvertently give your bias that left side, they're better. Left side is better than right side. You think right side's aggressive, so that's more, worse. But Shamaji gives them the same weight. It's just different sides of out of balance or of action. You're either acting or feeling. But it's to receive aggression is just as bad as to give aggression. So that's interesting. So that if someone's aggressive, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to take it. And you in particular, you don't need to take it. So if you stay in your center and are feeling that connection to your meditative feeling, then you don't take any aggression, nor give any aggression, which is the point I got from that.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're saying, I'm just repeating, to understand myself, you're saying sometimes you said the right side, because it gives the aggression, it is considered good or bad, and left because it takes it's bad, but some people think it's okay, that one side is better than the other, but you're right, we have to.
They both need the same weight.
And obviously we are meeting for a meditation session, and I think we can very confidently say that it does help to stay in the center.
Yeah, for sure. And
more than when you don't meditate. Would that be right?
I'm getting your voice held up and then coming later. I don't know if it's your internet or mine, but in case anyone else is feeling that. Anyway, we'll move on to the video excerpt soon. But that point of both aggression and receiving aggression have equal weight. It's not one's better than the other, and it's the middle path. It's the good place to be. Where you don't.
I'll try and move my internet to a different connection.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Welcome everyone. We've got quite a few people now on Zoom. Lovely to see you all there. And feel free to send any message, ask any questions on the chat. We'll either answer them after the video or at the end of the session after our meditation. So what do you say, Vara? Shall we have our excerpt and listen to Srimataji explaining these subtle points about meditation? And the interesting thing for everyone who may be joining us for the first time, that meditation is much more of us than we realize. It's not just a mental exercise where we stop for a minute with a mental exercise and go into this place called meditation. So it's just a complete silence of everything. And it's a higher up thing than that. Well, I think that, Vara, you've gone offline for a minute, so maybe we'll play that talk, the excerpt of Srimataji's talk. She was in Australia quite a few years ago. I think it's 1983. Lovely talk, and we've got about 15-minute excerpt. We'll certainly go through the meditation technically and physically after that. So just sharing that with you now.
As I told yesterday to you, that truth is what it is. It will be what it will be. You cannot change the truth for your adaptation or for your mental projection or for your own convenience. It will remain whatever it is. The first point of truth is that it establishes itself despite all kinds of agencies or all kinds of forces which are anti. Second, it is that it caters for the honest seekers. It's like a little root coming out of the seed, goes round and round, fix itself onto the source. The third is that it may shatter some of your ideas. It may upset some of your convictions. But when it appears, it is such a great joy that absolutely you are lost in the ocean of that enjoyment. You forget everything that you have missed. You are happy that you have lost that dirty boat of yours, that hanging and everything that you had, and now that you have become one with the ocean of joy. The truth is your spirit. It is eternal. It is the expression of God within you. Because we have not been able to achieve that in our consciousness, we are disturbed, upset, feel sometimes as if we are ruined people. But spirit cannot be ruined. It cannot be dried out. It cannot be killed. It resurrects you, fills you up with all the blessings of the divine. That's the connection you have to get. Any instrument that is made, if it is not connected to the mains, has no meaning. In the same way, you are made so beautifully, so gloriously and delicately, that only thing we have to do is to put the mains. And the joy of becoming yourself is fantastic. So the second point which I said was that it can be shattered to your condition. And that's why I have to tell you that when you listen to me, you should not get upset. It is not at all to upset you. I have nothing to get from it, nothing to get. This is your own property within you, and you have to remove all the shackles, all the overpowering ignorance, and just get to the truth as it is and as it manifests. The manifestation of the truth, the spirit, is beyond human understanding, in the sense that it is a happening. It happens to you that you become the spirit. And something that has to happen cannot be comprehended with this limited brain, because I am talking about something that is unlimited. So you have to be prepared to be triggered into the space which is unlimited. This happening is definitely miraculous and spontaneous. It is the greatest happening that a human being can ever think. It is described in short in so many verses of Koran. Quite clearly, it was stated by Christ that you are to be born again. But Indian seers have seen it very clearly, everything that works it out. They don't have any religion, they don't follow any organization, they are seers. And they all have seen how it works out. The knowledge that I am telling you is not of today, but even 14,000 years back, Markandeya, a great poet in India, has written about it. Of course, I have brought it to the modern standard to explain to you. But when you read Markandeya, you will be amazed after realization that from his book you will be getting vibrations. Recently, about 100 years back, William Blake, such a great poet of England, has written absolutely everything about Sahaja Yoga, how it is going to go. he has written that the men of God will become prophets, and these prophets will have powers to make others prophet. Clearly he has said it. But I wonder how many people read him to understand what to expect, that you have to become the prophet. If people say I am a prophet, alright, so what? It makes no difference to you if I am a prophet. But you have to become the prophet. That's what he has clearly said. He has clearly said so many things that amazingly we have found even the places where we have got our ashrams, even the place where I live, he has very clearly stated the exact address of the place. What a seer England had. And then ultimately he says, Jerusalem. England is going to be a Jerusalem nobody could have believed 300 years back, or even 200 years back, even 100 years back, even yesterday, that it is possible. That English would represent Jerusalem, the place of pilgrimage, where people will go for pilgrimage. But today, I would say, it is becoming. It is happening in England, and should happen in Australia also, because I said Australia has a special place, very special place. In the cosmos of this universe, Australia is this great center, the first center of Mooladhara. And the proof of that is Ayers rock, which has the same color, the same shape. The deity's face also the same, with a drum in front. Australia stands for innocence. I wonder how many have retained that innocence. They are innocent by birth, by the way God has blessed. An innocent man is the wisest man, is the wisest person, and he takes to wisdom very much easily. Only thing, the confidence should be there and the self-esteem about yourself. These are the only two things which will bring out that innocence within you, which has to help the whole world to come around. I have great hopes from Australia, because God has created it with a very big purpose. So, as He has told me today about these three things we have, I will give you the permutations and combinations of these, how they work out with us. So please listen with understanding that whatever doesn't go with you, your ideas, you should not bother about. I am sure we will be able to prove it to you that this is so. Now the first power that is within us is the power of desire. The power of desire is the one that exists but is not apparent. This is the power which gives us emotions, or is the power of our psyche, as it is. This is the power that creates by its activity on top of your head, more on the right hand side. An institution called as superego means all your conditionings are stored there. This works for your memory, for your past. And beyond that lies the area, beyond the left side lies the area of collective subconscious. Because this looks after your subconscious. And beyond that is the collective subconscious, means the area which is built within us since the creation. The complete bed is on the left hand side. other side, there's another power which works out the action. So we call it the power of action, by which we act for our physical expression and for our mental expression, by which we think for the future, by which we plan out things, by which we rationalize and create another pouch like a balloon, which is called an ego, as a byproduct of the activity of the set. Beyond this lies another area, which is the supraconscious, and then the collective supraconscious, meaning all that is the future. So the people who are very futuristic, very ambitious, who try to dominate others, like Hitler you can get called, would reside in that area of collective supraconscious. In the center lies another power within us. That's why Buddha always said, keep to the center. Live a life of moderation and not of extremes. This central power is the power that gives us our human awareness, that carries us from a small little animal amoeba to this stage of human life. So it is our evolutionary power within us. Scientists never thought on one point, why did we become human beings? What was the need to make us human beings? For what purpose? Nature, if they don't believe in God, has created human beings. So these evolutionary powers work on a system called dharma, means the one that is sustained. Also you can call the inner religion within us. The religion of carbon is 4 valences. The carbon has 4 valences, and the carbon stage resides on the first center in a human being, where carbon is an innocent thing. All animals are innocent. All matter is innocent. If I put my hand in the fire, it will burn. If I don't put my hand there, it will not burn. It is innocent. Means it doesn't commit any sins, because it has no concept of sin. Only the human beings have got the concept of sin through their ego, and that's why they think they commit sins. Till you are a human being, you will always feel either you are committing sin or you will think that others are committing sins. Either you will aggress others or you will take aggression upon yourself. So we have 2 types of people within us, especially the ones who take aggression, the others who give aggression. The left side people are the people who take aggression. The right side people are the people who give aggression. That doesn't mean the person who takes aggression is a very good man, or a person who gives aggression is a very bad man. According to me, both of them are in the same way. Because if you trouble others, you are aggressive. But if you torture yourself, you are aggressive to yourself. And you have no business to torture yourself, because this body is not created by you. It is created by God. And this human being is created so beautifully with such love, by that creator for a purpose. And you have no business to destroy it because of your ego or because of your superego.
So let's just take a few moments to absorb what we've just heard. Vara, we might just have a little explanation of the channels with the chart. I'll just share that lovely chart we've got, so we can see what it is. There it is there, the chart. So you can see those channels, the left and the right channel. But what we're going to do for our meditation is go into our central channel, which is our present And that's very easy to do. All we have to do is ask our energy that we all have, which is in that triangular bone at the base of our subtle system there, to awaken and to arise. And that energy we have, it's a feminine nurturing energy. We'll call her mother, as well as Mother Srimataji, who has given us this Sahaja Yoga meditation. She is also Mother, so we can be addressing her in our mind, or we're addressing our own energy. It's all part of the one. And ask that energy to take us into that central channel, that channel of our evolution. And we'll do that by taking our attention with our hands, so we don't have to think about it too much, onto that left channel, the blue one. So we'll go through that in a minute. Maybe Vara would like to take us through that. But we'll be putting our right hand on those left centers, asking some fundamental questions, and then answering those questions as our Kundalini energy rises up through our central nervous system. There's a few things we have to do while we do that. So we're answering questions, but we actually have to forgive ourselves, not feel guilty. And so there's nothing playing in our mind hooking us into the past or hooking us into the future of things we want to achieve, so that we can just let go and let our mothering energy take us and connect us with divine, really, with that all-pervading energy that's just waiting to look after us and take us into that lovely space of thoughtlessness. I don't know if there's anything else we need to say about that, Vara. Maybe we can just go straight into that experience of meditation. And if any questions pop up at the end. Yes, Vara?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. I'll just put up the slide that's got the hand positions, but I'll also show you if you can see me. Just go back a little bit. So we're literally taking this right hand, placing it on our heart on the left-hand side, then the upper part of our abdomen, then on our hip, which is adjacent to that lovely mothering energy I mentioned. We'll go back up to the upper part of our stomach. We'll go to our heart. We'll go up here to our neck. That's where we have to not feel guilty about anything. We'll go to our forehead, and we'll forgive everyone and everything. And the back of our head, we'll also forgive ourselves. And then we'll stretch out our palm onto the top of our head, and we'll ask for this self-realization. So it's realizing, basically we're realizing what we are and getting connected so that we can be in that silent, meditative state. So we'll do that with our eyes closed. If you feel like you're lost, you've got that chart there. So we're doing each of those 1 to 9 little hand positions. Vara, did you want to go through the realization process, going through those positions?
Yeah.
Okay, take it away, Vara.
So let's put both our hands on the lap, like how Lynn is doing. If you can go back a little bit, Lynn.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
Yeah, perfect. So if you're sitting on the floor cross-legged, if you're comfortable doing that, you can do that. If you're sitting on a chair, please put your feet flat on the ground. If it's not too cold, then you can remove your socks as well. So the earth element also helps us in this process. So when our feet are in touch with Mother Earth, it does help. Now, there's one thing I want to say before we start is you'll see at the at the step number 7, our hand is touching the forehead. That is where our 6th energy center is. So if we open our eyes, the Kundalini doesn't go beyond that energy center. So it's quite important to keep our eyes closed. So it's all right to open your eyes and if you're unsure where your hand should be. But our steady state should be eyes closed. So let's put both our hands on the lap, close our eyes, and take our attention inside. So you probably have run around all day thinking, doing, strategizing, sometimes sulking. Let's get away from all those emotions and simply take our attention inside into our heart. And this is where our spirit lies. The spirit is in a steady state of joy. It doesn't feel happy, unhappy. It simply doesn't get affected by anything. So let's acknowledge that spirit by putting our right hand on our heart. Let's ask ourselves a very simple question. Simple yet profound. Who am I? And every statement I say like this, please repeat in your heart several times. And if you're alone in a room, you can also say it aloud. Who am I? Mother, who am I? We bring our hand a little bit below. It's about on the left side, just about where our abdomen is. Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? We bring our hand a little bit below where our stomach meets the leg. In that corner, we put it and we press it inwards a little bit. And here we ask, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. We'll place our hand back on the left side of the abdomen, about that area. Only when we receive our pure knowledge, we become true masters. Acknowledging that, we say, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Place our left hand on the heart, where our spirit resides. And we acknowledge that. And we say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Let's put our right hand on the left side of the neck, like in step number 6. Turn our head towards the right shoulder and say, Mother, I am not guilty. Spirit doesn't attach any emotions to it. So we say the obvious. Mother, I am not guilty. We place our palm on the forehead and bend forward a bit, like resting our forehead in the cup of our palm. Mother, I forgive everyone, and I also forgive myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, and I also forgive myself. Not necessary to make a list, but to forgive unconditionally. We put our hand on the back of the forehead, on the back side of the head, lift it a little bit higher. And here we seek forgiveness from the Almighty. Say, Mother, please forgive me for all my mistakes. Mother, please forgive me for all my mistakes. Let's place our right hand on top of the head. Press it down a bit. Bend forward slightly. Mother, please give me my realization. Mother, please let the pure desire of my Kundalini, of uniting with the power that created it, be fulfilled. Mother, please give me my realization. Well, keeping our eyes closed, let's bring our hand back to the lap. And let the attention stay where it is, at the top of our head. Please let me settle in my meditation. So let your eyes still be closed and observe how you're feeling on your palms and on top of the head. It could be warm sensations or more cool sensations. Warm sensations arise when Kundalini is clearing your centers and channels. Cool sensations arise when some strands of Kundalini reach the top of your head. You now place our right hand on the earth. If you are sitting in a chair, simply drop your right hand towards Mother Earth. Here you can say, Mother, by your grace, please remove all the tendencies in me to take aggression. Mother, please clear my left channel. Now once again observe how you're feeling on your left palm. Now you put your right hand back to the lap and lift your left hand towards the sky like this. And here you say, Mother, by your grace, please remove all the tendencies in me that give or project aggression. Mother, please clear my right channel. Bring our left hand back to the lap. Keep our eyes closed. And place our right hand on top of the head. Press it down. And let your attention go within. We can now let the attention stay within. Bring our hand back to the lap and meditate silently for a few minutes. Now once again, let's observe how you're feeling on top of your head. Just to check, you can bring your hand above your head. Let it go above and below a little bit. You can also move your hand in clockwise circles. You can bring the hand back to the lap and try it with the other hand. We do this process only for you to register your experience in your memory. It's not to prove to anyone. Because this is the truth, and it is what it is. Bring your hand back to the lap. And slowly open our eyes. And Lynn will show us how to raise our Kundalini. It's a little process that we do at the beginning and end of the meditation.
And it's very simple, and you'll certainly remember it after you do it a few times. So it's the left hand is the one of your desire that's raising up, and the right hand of action winds around that left hand. So we're keeping our attention on that left hand rising up through our central nervous system, and we're looking up and tying a knot. So we want to keep our vibrations up there. Second time, we do it 3 times, once for each of our channels. And 2 knots this time. And the third time, 3 knots. Expressing our desire to keep our attention up where it should be. Then we're going to take our right hand, and those lovely vibrations that you're starting to feel now in your hands, we're going to spread those over our subtle energy system. We'll start from the left side, go over in a rainbow or an egg, over and back 7 times. That's once for each of our energy centers. 7 of them we're protecting with these vibrations, so we don't absorb things from outside too much. 7 times over and back, approximately. It does happen sometimes. You absorb some things from your environment, some harsh things are happening or some reactions are happening, but we've got a few tricks we can do where we can use the elements to absorb away any of that happens to stick onto us that we've collected during the day. So where we can, try to walk on the earth with bare feet, try to put our feet in the ocean, and you might see in our WhatsApp group we'll start to talk about foot soaks, and that's basically putting our feet in the ocean to let Mother Nature absorb any extremes of negativity that might be sticking onto us. Sometimes I put a bit of a description there, and we might one night show you a foot soak and get all our buckets of water and salt together. We probably won't take you to the ocean. I'm sure you can manage that. So that was a lovely meditation. I hope you all enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed that, Bara. It was very nice. If anyone has any feedback.
So I thought I'll share this.
Okay. Yes, good idea. I think if everyone takes a photograph of this, you'll have your steps. Very good. Raise Kundalini, take a bandha. Yep, that's what we just did. That was raising of Kundalini and taking a bandha, which starts and finishes our meditation. Good if you can try and do that morning and night. And that'll enable you to really grab onto that feeling of meditation as opposed to mental exercise. It's all about the feeling. So trying to hang on to that feeling, and feel free to put any comments in the chat. We'll definitely answer that. Thank you all. And I think that's about it for tonight, Farah.
Yeah. Have you ever meditated at work, Lynn?
Sorry?
Have you ever meditated at work?
Actually, I have once. We had a tea room meditation when people were feeling a little stressed. And thank you, Carol, for your Happy New Year. Also, Happy New Year to you. Yes, we had a little meditation at work. People are interested, and any opportunities is good. And what about yourself, Vara? You had a little meditation at work?
Interesting that, sometimes the work can get very hectic.
Yeah.
And, somebody gives aggression and you want to respond in kind.
Yeah.
I mean, usually the public service aggression is not very loud. It's very sort of passive style. And then, yeah, well, I feel what helps me, like I don't do the whole process before they, just to make sure they don't call the security or something like that. So I just take my attention inside into the heart or on top of the head. That seems to help quite a lot. Somebody could be just talking whatever, and then you're there, but your attention is inside rather than reacting to what the other person is going to say or saying.
Yeah.
That seems to help magically.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually have to be a formal hands moving kind of a meditation. It's just getting your attention in the right spot. And so if you can do that, casually touching the top of the head.
Saying yes to attention, I guess. Saying yes to attention is saying no to aggression, I suppose.
Yeah.
Going by our last week's theme. All right, that's 7 o'clock. Do you like to play some music and then we say
let's do
adios?
We'll continue with the Mozart, which hope you're all enjoying that. And we'll say goodnight. We'll put about 5 more minutes of music on so we can finish with a nice silent meditative state again. So I'll just put that on for you. We've got the audio. Still hearing the sound? Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you next time.